When diving into the mesmerizing world of ancient Egypt at its peak, it's essential to first set the historical context, offering a clear window into this vibrant civilization. Ancient Egypt, flourishing from around 3100 BCE until its conquest by Alexander the Great in 332 BCE, was a civilization that stretched along the fertile Nile River in northeastern Africa. It is renowned not only for its monumental architecture, such as the pyramids and temples, but also for its advancements in agriculture, governance, art, and writing systems, which were pivotal to its enduring legacy. Understanding the historical context of ancient Egypt is crucial because it lays the groundwork for comprehending the grandeur and complexity of its society. This era marked the pinnacle of Egyptian power and cultural achievement, characterized by pharaohs who were not only political and religious leaders, but also seen as divine incarnations. The socioeconomic structure, religious practices, and technological advancements made during this time influenced surrounding regions and left a lasting impact on future generations. Consider the construction of the Pyramids of Giza, built during this peak period. These grand monuments are tangible indicators of Egypt's architectural genius and organizational skills, reflecting a well-structured society capable of mobilizing vast resources. Additionally, the practice of mummification, emblematic of their belief in the afterlife, highlights the Egyptians' religious complexity and their influence on mortuary practices worldwide. Scholars and historians hold varying opinions on the primary drivers of Egypt's success. While some emphasize the importance of the Nile River in providing rich soil for agriculture, others highlight the role of a centralized administration and innovation. However, these advances did not come without challenges. For instance, debates continue over the labor force used in pyramid construction, whether it relied on slave labor or a more voluntary, well-fed workforce. The historical context also connects deeply with other aspects of ancient Egyptian civilization, such as its art and culture, which were reflective of their environment and beliefs. Hieroglyphics, one of the earliest writing systems, showcases an advanced level of communication and record-keeping that affects our understanding of their world today. In sum, by setting the historical context, we not only glimpse what ancient Egypt physically resembled at its zenith, but also gain insights into the dynamics that powered this remarkable civilization. Understanding this backdrop enriches our appreciation of the Egyptians' achievements while encouraging reflection on the diverse interpretations and unresolved questions that continue to intrigue modern scholars. The geographical layout and climate of ancient Egypt played a crucial role in shaping its civilization and cultural identity. Situated in the northeastern corner of Africa, ancient Egypt was primarily centered along the lower reaches of the Nile River, which flowed northward from the highlands of East Africa to the Mediterranean Sea. This strategic geographical setting provided Egypt with fertile land and abundant resources, transforming it into a cradle of civilization. The Nile was not only a source of sustenance, but also a natural highway that enabled trade, communication, and cultural exchange. The significance of geographical layout and climate lies in their profound influence on the development and prosperity of ancient Egypt. The annual inundation of the Nile, known as the Nile flood, deposited nutrient-rich silt on its banks, creating an environment ideal for agriculture. This agricultural bounty laid the foundation for Egypt's economy, allowing the society to develop complex social structures, monumental architecture, and advancements in various fields such as mathematics and engineering. The stability provided by the Nile's predictable flooding cycles was a key factor in Egypt's ability to sustain a thriving civilization for millennia. One example of the importance of Egypt's geography is the civilization's reliance on agriculture as its economic backbone. The fertile delta region, known as Lower Egypt, became the breadbasket of the Nile, supporting a growing population and providing surpluses that could be traded for luxury goods and resources not found locally. Another example is the development of the land along the Nile as a series of nomes, or territorial divisions, each with its own administrative structure, which facilitated governance and organization within the kingdom. Despite the predominance of agriculture, the harsh desert surrounding the Nile Valley posed challenges. This landscape, however, also served as a natural barrier against invasions, helping to protect Egyptian civilization from foreign threats and allowing it to flourish largely undisturbed for long periods. Some modern interpretations argue that the dependence on the Nile left Egypt vulnerable to ecological changes, such as droughts, which could explain societal downturns. Yet the Egyptians developed sophisticated irrigation techniques to mitigate these threats, demonstrating adaptability and resilience. The geographical layout and climate of ancient Egypt are inextricably linked to its cultural and historical identity, influencing religious beliefs centered around the river, architecture designed to account for frequent flooding, and the socio-political structure of the nation. Understanding this connection deepens our appreciation of how Egypt emerged as a dominant power in the ancient world. In exploring the architectural marvels of ancient Egypt, particularly during its peak, one must delve into the impressive structures that have withstood the test of time. The heading, Architecture and Monuments, the Great Pyramids and Beyond, highlights the grandeur and sophistication of ancient Egyptian architecture, which was not merely about constructing buildings, but creating monuments that symbolize the civilization's power, religious devotion, and advanced technical prowess. These achievements remain significant as they offer a window into understanding the capabilities, beliefs, and daily lives of the ancient Egyptians, illustrating a society that was as much about spiritual significance as it was about monumental scale. At the forefront of these architectural feats are the Great Pyramids of Giza, particularly the Pyramid of Khufu, or the Great Pyramid. This architectural masterpiece reflects the Egyptians' unparalleled expertise in engineering and construction. Built as tombs for pharaohs, these pyramids required an enormous labor force and meticulous planning, showcasing the Egyptians' ability to mobilize and sustain large-scale projects. Beyond the pyramids, structures like the temples of Karnak and Luxor further illustrate the significance of architectural monuments. These temples were centers of worship and reflection, intricately designed and adorned with hieroglyphs and carvings that depict divine tales and historical events, enriching our understanding of ancient Egyptian culture. Opinions supporting this show that these monuments were not only statements of religious devotion, but also symbols of political power. The pharaohs used architecture as a way to demonstrate their divine right to rule and their capacity to harness the resources of the nation. Some scholars argue that without such impressive displays, the foundations of religious and political order would have been less stable. However, this grandeur is not without controversy. Questions linger about the laborers who built these monuments. While some suggest they were slaves, recent evidence points toward a workforce made up of paid workers, which paints a different picture of Egyptian society and its organization. Furthermore, the environmental impact and resource allocation for such colossal constructions could have influenced the societal dynamics and priorities. The architectural achievements of ancient Egypt are intrinsically linked to other facets of this civilization's social structure, religious beliefs, and technological advances. They serve as focal points that connect these aspects, giving us a holistic view of what ancient Egypt truly looked like at its peak. Through this lens, we gain not only historical insights, but also an appreciation for how these monumental structures continue to influence cultural and architectural perspectives today. Daily life and society in ancient Egypt provide a captivating glimpse into the cultural tapestry that defined this influential civilization at its peak. This concept refers to the everyday experiences, social structures, customs, and rituals that characterized Egyptian life, reflecting a society deeply rooted in tradition and communal activities. Understanding this aspect offers essential insight into what ancient Egypt really looked like beyond its grand monuments and pharaohs. The significance of daily life and society lies in its ability to bring the human element of ancient Egypt's zenith into focus. It uncovers the rhythms of ordinary life, shedding light on how people interacted, governed, worshipped, and thrived. This perspective unveils the intricate social hierarchy, from the peasants laboring by the Nile to the scribes and nobility who managed the empire's vast resources. It also reveals the Egyptians' religious devotion, underscoring the omnipresence of gods and the afterlife in shaping social norms and behaviors. Take, for instance, the bustling marketplaces that were central to Egyptian society. These markets were not just centers of trade, but also hubs of social interaction and cultural exchange. Artisans and traders bartered goods while sharing news and stories, which contributed to a shared sense of community. Another example is the labor force behind Egypt's monumental architecture. The workers who built the pyramids were skilled laborers organized into teams, reflecting a sophisticated system of labor management and societal value placed on eternal legacy. Within scholarly opinions, many historians argue that Egyptian society thrived due to its adaptability and social cohesion, reinforced by shared religious beliefs. This cultural unity enabled them to sustain their civilization over millennia despite external pressures. However, challenges to this perspective arise in the form of historical controversies, such as debates over the extent of inequality and the rigidity of class structures. Some historians suggest that the portrayal of a harmonious society overlooks the disparities in wealth and power. Daily life and society's exploration is intimately connected to other aspects of ancient Egypt, such as its economy and technological advancements. The efficiency of agricultural practices, driven by the Nile's cycles, directly influence societal stability and prosperity. Furthermore, understanding the cultural priorities helps explain the motivations behind Egypt's magnificent temples and monumental art, presenting a holistic view of what ancient Egypt looked like at its peak, beyond the grandeur and into the lives of its people.